Does the eat less and move more process actually work? So there are a few things more frustrating than the dreaded weight loss plateau, especially when you feel as if you got some hormonal issues to back it, making it feel so much harder. And it's actually one of the most common reasons for causing the screw it, why bother mindset to actually creep in. And it makes sense because you're going from seeing results and feeling good about yourself to all of a sudden feeling like nothing's working. It'd be like making a bunch of money, go win the lottery, whatever, right? And all of a sudden you end up broke in what feels like a moment's notice. I remember how I used to hit those plateaus right when I was about to break through another weight loss milestone. I'd be sitting at 185 or 186 and I could feel the 170s within reach. Then days and weeks would go by and every day it was 185.8, 186, 185.6, 184.5, 185.5, etc. You get the point. We were just teetering on the scale and I wanted to smash it, to be honest with you. Smashing the scale was what I wanted to do. It would probably have been a way more effective strategy for me at that point because my solution was always to try harder. I'd get this determination to break through, so I would cut my calories, exercise more, and I'd try to be as perfect as possible. Anybody hearing me? And I remember doing two-a-days where I would add bike sprints on top of already my 6 weight training workouts per week. And you want to know what happened? Something incredible. Nothing happened. The only difference it made was that my mindset shifted from try harder to why even bother? And then without fail, this is the best part, I'd go on an epic binge. I would go on a binge that like you wouldn't believe. Then 5 minutes later, I find myself feeling demoralized, feeling guilty, and eventually, I'd dust myself off and I'd start the process all over again. And it's challenging when there's so much misinformation out there that says, cut calories, exercise more, do more cardio, do more of this, cut food, eat less. And I thought I was doing the right thing as I had to learn the hard way. I was actually doing the opposite of the right thing. Plateaus, we have to understand what they are first. They are nothing more than an adaptation to what you're currently doing. That's all they are, which means your body is used to the amount of food that you're eating and the amount of exercise that you're doing. So in order to elicit change, we need to send a new signal to the body. Now, if that signal is we're gonna eat less and exercise more, you may get some temporary movement right off the bat, but then what? Your body is gonna adapt again. So now you hit yet another plateau on even fewer calories and even more exercise. That game gets exhausting real quick. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And not to mention, plateaus can occur, they can happen and they can occur from being under too much stress. Therefore, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to add more stress onto your system. Eating too much or eating too little is a stressor, and exercising too much is also a stressor. So what if we sent the opposite signal? What if we delivered the safety signal instead? And there's so many different ways to do that, but some of my favorites that we do with our clients include, number one, increasing calories back to recovery calories for 2 or 3 straight days. We can add extra rest or maybe do 2 days of taking exercise off. You can increase calories back to recovery for a week or 2. You can take a deload week or a recovery week from training. You can add more stress-reducing, low-impact activities like more walking, stretching, and you can get some extra sleep if possible. And all the moms collectively rolled their eyes. But the very last resort when we work with our one-on-one clients is to reduce calories. And it's often not even necessary. The reason is because we go through a phase of metabolic priming where we get them eating enough calories overall so their body responds favorably when they want to lose fat, and we're raising their metabolism. This means that they get to make more sustainable progress on higher calories. Therefore, when a plateau happens, we can use some of the tactics that I just spoke about and still have plenty of room to work with in case it does require a calorie reduction. What's great about doing it this way is that it's much easier to incorporate food freedom and flexibility into the process. We make sure that they still get to enjoy foods they love, social events, date nights, and those types of things. And many of our clients come to us and they believe that they need to be miserable in order to achieve their goals. I call it the chicken, broccoli, and misery diet. And they quickly learn that being miserable is the exact reason why they couldn't sustain it in the past anyways. So we also help them break through plateaus by manipulating foods, macros, protein, calories, and those types of things, especially as we monitor the daily stressors in their lives and adjust accordingly to ensure that proper stress management and recovery are happening. Certain foods, protein, calorie ratios, all of this is going to help with reducing stress and recovery from training as well, depending on the workouts that they're doing. So we want to make sure that the plan is in alignment with their training and with their lifestyle. None of this matters though without consistency and feeling great throughout the process. That's why we recommend food choices based on their brain chemistry and the way that they're wired, which is what we gather from our nutrition orientation, which is what we do with all of our clients. Having a plan based on the way that they're wired allows them to feel more like themselves, experience less stress, and maintain a more stable mood, all of which is going to lead to being more consistent and getting better results. And these are the steps that I took when I finally realized that my approach for breaking through plateaus was definitely problematic and I wasn't getting results. And these are the steps that we take for all of our one-on-one clients when we work with them in our personalized and customized coaching program. There's no one size fits all. It just doesn't work that way. And if you've been struggling to break through plateaus and feel like nothing's worked, then our program and system will help, especially if you've dealt with hormonal or autoimmune issues as well. The next step would be to just shoot me a DM on Instagram or comment below here so I can make sure that it's a fit. I'll ask you a couple questions, and if you're the right fit for our program, I'll offer you an invite and we can actually get you enrolled on the spot so you don't have to wait to get your results anymore. And as always, you're not broken. We just got to figure out what's going on with your system and get you on the right path. Much love.